Hey, welcome back to One on One. Oh man, I have a word for you today that's all about what we're about. It's called networking. What in the world is networking? Making connections. It's what we are all about on this show. And today, we have some real pros at networking. My name is Vin DeQuino. Today, we have some networkers, and we are going to start with you. Tell us who you are and tell us what this organization is.
I'd be happy to. My name is Tina Campbell, and I am the regional partner for Master Networks New York and Western Connecticut. We are a national organization, and we empower local business people through our weekly chapter meetings that are really all around this area, and we're just growing and expanding throughout the country.
So you take people from where they are and you connect them.
Absolutely, and because our mission, and this is very serious, I take it very seriously, we are learning based and community minded. So if that's our mission, so how do we fit business into that? And I have to tell you, it's all relationships.
Learning based and community minded?
Correct.
Whoa, that's us!
Right, we fit right in with you.
Yeah.
So by bringing people together on a weekly basis to have face-to-face meetings for accountability, and then they go out and think about each other for the rest of the week.
So you don't leave it up to chance. You actually have meetings where you meet at a regular time and place, and when you're there, you connect people. So what do you like, pair people up or something?
Some meetings we do. We have different agendas, but it's all based on some intellectual property that Master Networks creates. We have a Master Networks University, and it's all small business wisdom. There's not anything that's rocket science, but it's all basic, simple business wisdom. And by bringing people together and facilitating discussions, they get to know each other, they get to hopefully like each other, and they want to come back, and it really starts the creative juices flowing for the rest of the week.
Love it. It reminds me of our own group. We have the Mahopac Writers, and what we do is writers come, they share a piece, and then the others comment on it. And people say to me, well, what kind of writing? And I say, what are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
It could be editorials, it could be novels, it could be poetry. And they said, so it doesn't matter what we write? I said, to you, to us, we will work with what you give us. And it sounds like exactly what you're doing.
Yeah,
so these people could be from any walk of business?
Yeah, we have people that are, solopreneurs, meaning they have no people working with them. We have entrepreneurs. We have someone like Jay who's working for a company but needs to build teams. We have like Yana who's a writer. So it's all walks of the business theme, but you can have different needs.
So you're enabling people to do whatever it is they do better.
And we hope that they come with passion for it, because that's so important. And we even help them sometimes find that.
So Jay, what has it done for you?
So I am the president of the Carmel chapter here locally, and it's just given me the opportunity to really work with new people and help them develop. One of the best things that I love about Master Networks is...
So do you have like a manual, or is it more that you just let them talk and then say, okay, I have an idea for you?
Sure. So we do follow, on a weekly basis, we follow different kind of themes, a little bit of an agenda. But we try to open it as much to everybody's interpretation. The way I look at it is we're a group and we're a networking group, and it should be about everybody in the group. It's not just my group or Yana's group or Tina's group. It's everybody's group, so everybody has to have some kind of say in
So a typical meeting would be what, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people?
Sure, so it really depends. So our group in Carmel has about 9 people right now.
And good number.
The best thing about Master Networks is we allow other chapters in different areas, we allow visitors to come in as well. So we have constant visitors who we can then
Oh,
also deepen
nice.
connections with, and really make it more of a network rather than just focused on our local group.
I mean, it's one of our, just to interrupt, that's one of our smaller groups, but they're growing and their heart is like huge. So that's the experience that people
So
see.
overall, Master Networks has hundreds of people, 100 people?
Well, across the country, there's almost 3,000 people. So
3,000 people.
they actually are in your network, so to speak. But even locally, more importantly, locally in our region, we're almost to 200, and I'm really proud of that because I've just been doing it for 3 years. And so, but these people know each other. It's not that they go into an isolated
Yeah,
9
yeah.
people. People are coming in and out. We're having mixers. We have so much involved. We get to know each other because we talk, and
So
that's what makes us different.
Jason is a president. Does that mean he's like the facilitator for the group?
That is the best description that I've heard. He has to run, and because you want people to get the energy. I think about this a lot as though if you think of a network, it could be like, let's say, an electrical network. You want to plug in, you want to connect. I think about all these words that are so powerful
Yeah.
that mean that when it comes to kind of your brain, firing, thinking about new ideas. And one of the things that Jay facilitates an excellent meeting because he's very conscious. It's not about him standing up in front of everyone. It's to make each individual business, whether it's a startup or a person that has many, many years of networking behind them or business, they make them feel special, and they have a say. And it's very powerful.
So you provide the input that helps their ideas to grow.
Correct.
Correct.
Yana, what has it done for you?
Yes, well, I'm a member of Carmel Master Networks. I also go to Danbury Master Networks regularly.
Oh, so you go to 2 different groups.
Yes, we're allowed to as Master Networks members. And what I love about Master Networks is that everyone is there to genuinely help each other. We're out there to be partners in business, and also everyone always has a good, fun time when we're together. It's
So
a great group to
When
connect
you become a
with.
member of Master Network, you have like a family of advisors.
Exactly, that
Wow.
we genuinely like and genuinely want to help and do business with and also have fun with. We have mixers.
And if
It's
there's
a lot
like
of
one
fun.
or two people in particular that you think are really good at it, you could go back to that person as many times. I mean, there's no
Yes.
no limit.
Yes, that's what we're here for, to
so
help
it's
each
not
other.
only in a meeting. There's things that happen after the meeting.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what you
between
hope.
meetings.
You hope.
Face-to-face times. We just want
that's
to
the
help.
goal.
Yeah, I call it the secret sauce. It's like the secret sauce of this is face-to-face meetings outside of your 1-hour meeting, because you really have to, that eye contact, and you get to know
Yeah.
what they're about, what their message is, and then you could facilitate business with them or be their salespeople if you get to know these people well enough that you feel comfortable, know, like, and trust.
Now, this is a touchy question, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Sometimes people don't know how to be tactful in saying, I don't think that idea is going to work. Do you train people how to be careful about what they say?
I do have to say, because we're learning based and that's our mission, we get mostly learning based people to come in. So learning based people, if you think of it, by nature, they want to teach. So they're very kind about helping
Yeah,
others.
'cause it's
And
an art.
It is an art, but I think their heart's in the right place. So they're always looking to give kind feedback.
Yep. For our writers group, I try to always remind them that their goal is to make the person better. A better writer, maybe a better person, maybe a better businessman. That the goal isn't for me to show how smart I am. It's to show how good you can be.
Exactly. I agree with that. And also, what also helps with learning is that each week we have training tidbits that we read. It's all new, it's all fresh, and we get to learn business tips and talk about it, and it's so helpful because we
So
get to
there's
learn a
little
lot.
samples and things that
Yes.
you do? Oh, that's good. And you get to run it through. Yana, I know, when she first came to us in the writers group, was a little intimidated and held back a little bit. But as soon as she realized we were a family, she warmed up. I could tell when she talks about your organization that she feels comfortable. And I imagine that there's exercises and things you do to help people feel comfortable?
Sure. As we said, we talk about training tidbits, and that really kind of opens the floor. One of the keys about Master Networks is when you have a lot of entrepreneurs or even solopreneurs, we then get to act as a board of directors for people. So when we go through the training tidbits, we all get a little say of what that means to our business in particular, and then we can also kind of give them feedback or a little focus on how to help them improve their business.
Do you have groups come from businesses, or is it usually separate businesses, separate people?
Well, if I might take that one. We have one industry per chapter, but that industry could be split into several niches, so to speak. For instance, a banker, you may have a commercial banker, you might have a personal banker in your same group. One of the things that we do, but we may have companies that put their salespeople in one different chapter. And so it really depends. But I think the one industry, it is industry specific.
But the bottom line is you're teaching people how to work with people.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, now give me a little history. When did this all begin?
About 7 years ago, two of our co-founders, Chaz Wilson and Dr. Ed LaQuire, they were sitting in a group in Rochester, Minnesota, and that group was disbanding. And they said, "What do we want our group to look like?" And suddenly they started thinking, "Okay, well, we're going to have 1 hour meetings. It's going to be a hard stop at 1 hour," which is really helpful to business people. They like that. We're going to have month-to-month memberships, so there's no prisoners. People can come and go as they like. We do a lot of the training and development is coming, as I said, out of Master Networks University. It's really some good content. There's all kinds of things, videos, and there's workshops. And we just do this, and we're always looking to create value. And by that, people have really started to just, connect with it, and we're getting some really great feedback.
So you're only about 7 years old?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
And it took them, like they talk about it now, they said it took them so long to get to 100 people. Now it just seems to be, it's
it grows.
exponential.
Yeah, what happens to families?
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, what about Carmel? What's their history?
So Carmel, we actually just celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
Yes, we did.
Wow, great.
And like I said, we're growing steadily, and like I said, it's just a really good group of people, and like I said, just really
Sometimes
business-minded.
big is not always better.
Correct, and it really, like Tina said before, it's really being able to get to know people because, especially in networking, if you're going to be able to refer somebody or you want to help somebody, you really do need to get to know them well, and it's a lot of that one-on-one time outside of just the meetings.
Yeah, and when you work with people, it's just as important to know what not to say as it is what to say. And not to be too pushy and to understand that your ideas may not be the right ideas for that person, but putting them out there on the table is helpful so that they can look at it, think about it. You don't force people to take your ideas.
No.
That's a good thing. So, can you give me an example, Yana, of a networking situation where you said, yes, I'm glad to be in this group?
Absolutely. When I gave my presentation, we have something called Spotlight, where each business gets to talk about their business, and I talked about my book, and it was great to hear feedback about it. And it's a really wonderful group because people are genuine and they just want to help you out, and so it was nice to hear feedback.
So
about
your business is being an author.
Yes.
So it's wonderful. So you don't necessarily sell chocolates.
No, that's
you
Michael.
don't- and you don't have a factory.
Nope.
You're an author.
Yes.
So you want to know how to sell yourself as an author.
Yes, exactly. And when I meet with people one-on-one during the face-to-face, I'm able to learn things from them and vice versa. We just all try to help each other out. And I love this group because everyone really is out there for each other as opposed to themselves.
So, Jay, what made you say, first of all, how do you get to be president?
I don't know if I guess
Pay people?
yeah, right.
Vote for me, here's $20.
No, I should pay him, actually.
I guess it's a little bit. Yeah, I'm a leader in the business world, so I think it kind of just I kind of fell into that kind of role.
Yeah, and you just knew that that was the role that you could do.
Exactly, and I'm really focused on development and growth. I think that's kind of what stands out about me, and I like going and being able to go out and meet people in the community and inviting them into the opportunity to work with us and see our network and how it works and kind of give back that way.
Is Carmel the first group you've been in?
It's not actually. I started in the Mayapack chapter. which
So
is
that close?
that
Yeah.
close.
How far apart are these? I mean, how many?
You know, I have to tell you, we have from White Plains to
Yeah, you mentioned Danbury as well, right?
Ridgefield, Rockland County.
Wow.
But this whole, expansion has been going on.
Is it like the Rotary Club where they're kind of like they're connected to? Like I know
Yeah.
the Rotary Club invites people from other places.
Oh, absolutely. We have member guests going in and out of our
Yeah,
meetings, and,
yeah.
and we
That's a good
encourage it.
idea.
We encourage it
because you're bringing in new ideas from new areas.
For sure.
and we can hear, let's say we do use the same training tidbit. It's like the first week of the month, which is this week, we have this one training tidbit. So I will hear that as the same training tidbit as I go around to the different chapters. But it's funny, it's always a different response. There's always a different idea that comes out of it. And then I'll share some of what that other person said in another chapter meeting with the one that I'm currently sitting in. And so do the member guests. Hey, I heard this. How about that? So-and-so said this. And we constantly are in this dialogue with each other. It's very cool.
I'm going to ask you two questions that my students would ask. Is there homework? And will there be a test?
Well, hopefully your business will grow, and so that's the test. But yeah, the homework is to go out and do face-to-faces with each other and people
So you
around
actually
the country.
give assignments.
Yeah,
Kind
so
of.
No, we
assignments,
just
No,
say
not really.
Yeah.
you don't.
In our
So
in our group-
experiences.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, in our group in Carmel, one of the things that we actually focus on is you having an accountability partner, right? So beyond having the one-on-ones, we also have a partner in the group who they know what
So
I
is
want to
that
do.
like an AA buddy? Where you have someone who's
Sponsor.
kind of like your monitor?
Yeah, it's really somebody to keep you on track and
Yeah,
and
it's
just
good. I mean, that's
deepens that
great.
relationship once
That's-
again.
So you assign partners. What is that based on?
A kind of feel for who you think is going to be an ideal partner for you. We will at some point switch accountability partners.
So
to keep
you
things
have
flowing.
input on who your partner will be. I mean,
Correct.
do you have the ability to say,
Of course.
Yeah,
It's
never happened,
Yeah,
though.
fortunately with our group, that's
Everyone's
not
super
the way
nice.
it is. Well,
so,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and people are there to be helped
Exactly.
and to help, which is a good thing.
Correct.
You know, that's already a positive, and that's good. And you need someone with a positive attitude.
Yes.
So I imagine you help to teach people how to be positive and not negative.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
In training tidbits, sometimes they talk about the power of positivity and how that'll attract business and help formulate better relationships. So for sure, we definitely focus on that.
So does the internet play a part in this at all?
Well, do you want to talk about it?
You can go with that.
Well, one of the things that we developed is we're Master Networks is really trying to get paperless. That would be fantastic, and that's the goal. But what we have right now is a mobile website that all the members can use to connect to each other, to find each other. So you can just get on your phone and you can actually look up, who's the photographer in the region that I need, who's in this chapter, who do I talk to. You can send referrals without paper.
So
just right
Yana
through.
could go online and find other authors
Oh, absolutely.
and then
For sure.
talk to those authors, even though
Yeah.
they're not in her.
Oh, around the country.
And around the
Wow.
country, yeah. It's a
Wow.
national organization.
Yeah. So and because all she has to do is say, I'm from the New York region.
Correct.
And we as regional people get together every 6 months, so we know each other. So I can very easily say to Yana,
So you
I'm
have
gonna
people
put
to
you.
facilitate
Oh, absolutely.
that networking.
Yeah, that connection. And so one of the things I just wanted to mention is that, there's internally, we have spotlights, as she said, which are an opportunity for them to talk about their business a little bit more in depth. But we also look at that like kind of, on the Toastmaster, because we love Toastmasters.
Yes.
And we love to say, get up there, tell us your message, we'll help craft your message. And that's where that advisory, we all put in our
So let me see if I get this right. Toastmasters will help you to be a better you.
Public speaker.
Yes.
And Master Network will help you to share the you become.
Correct. And build your business. Ultimately, that's the whole
And
point.
run a business.
I
Yeah,
mean, we
that's-
give practical, pragmatic ideas to run the business, but also the support that people need to lift them up.
So, Yana, this has helped you to learn how to get your book out there?
Yes, Master Networks has been very helpful in helping me with getting media appearances through local TV shows, and it's wonderful because everyone's just there to help, and I enjoy helping people out too.
So, Toastmasters taught you how to give a speech, and networking helped you to get one.
Exactly, exactly. It
Yeah, I
all
like
all
that.
plays out.
Perfect.
I like it. They
Actually,
work.
she needs
wonderful.
to use that for her soundbite.
Oh, so by next time, Tina.
I like that. But now I just have to get someone to get my bracelet to stop opening. Oh. All right.
I think we have a jeweler.
So, what is your history, Tina? How long have you been in this?
So I just started the region 3 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a labor of love because it was just me for about 6 months going, would anybody like to join my network? And so because it's relational, I had to make all of these relationships, and I love it. I just love it.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, where are you going now? Where are
Yeah,
you
I
going
know.
now? But it's because, and I'm trying to introduce him to
Yeah.
people because these are people that have become my family.
And soon as a new person joins, you're back to square one.
Well, yeah, but we just kind of, because there's so many more of us, we're able
Yeah.
to assimilate them faster. Come
So
on in.
how many regional directors are there?
Well, there's 24 regions around the country,
Wow.
so some
So
have
24,
partners.
So what does your area cover?
So New York State and Western Connecticut.
Oh, that's all?
It's so big. I think because I was one of the early people, I think this was kind of, they didn't realize, geographically what that was going to entail. So this week I'm opening up Long Island. I've got interest in Rochester, upstate.
Wow.
But right now we've got Dutchess and Rockland and Orange and
So Buffalo is in your region?
it is. So if
Holy cow.
we're starting in Rochester
It's only
within
500
the next,
miles or so.
I'll drive it.
Oh my. Yeah, so you have to kind of get out there.
Yeah, but with it's kind of having a volunteer army, with
Yeah.
or these advocates of people like Jan and Jay that just I don't coach them to say this, and it gives my heart such a big lift when I hear them say the things that they do because there's real
Yeah.
value in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to get out there. You're talking to someone who has like 15 books, and I'm sure that there's a whole lot of people who have no idea that I even write. So, in order to get yourself out there, I went to Connecticut University last week to talk to some students, and the question was, what is our next step after we write the book? And I say, here's a question. Are you writing to write or are you writing to publish? Two completely different things.
Yep.
Creating the product is one thing. Marketing it is another. So helping people to understand that getting something out is different than the actual creating process is important. So the networking end of it is a business. People say to me, do you like writing? I said, yeah, I like writing. I don't like selling. I like to create, and it would be wonderful if I had advice. I'm not an expert at that. I can write a novel, but selling a novel is a different thing. Yep.
I was going to say that Dave Jenks, who is our dean of Master Networks University, is an author and just an amazing mentor for all of us. He says 30% of your time, your week, should be devoted to marketing. Whether that could be anything, whether it's calls, going out, speaking to people, networking, 30%. And I don't think people really realize that.
All right.
I would say that
So-
networking is actually the biggest icebreaker. So if
Yes.
someone's not sure what they want to do and how to get there, having this group of people to introduce you to other folks is really that
That makes
icebreaker,
sense.
and it makes it a lot
You
easier.
each have about 20 seconds Anything you want to say to them out there? What has your experience been?
My experience with Master Networks has been wonderful. They've been so helpful with my book and getting the word out there.
No regrets.
No regrets whatsoever. It's a wonderful group, and I'm very happy to be part of Master
Glad to hear
Networks.
that.
Great. If you're a local business owner and you're really looking to grow for yourself and really just be able to meet people and
This is where you get
expand,
your ideas
this
together.
is exactly what to do. Correct.
Like it. Tina?
It's a family. Come and see what we are. It's just visit.
Join the family.
Join the family, but come in and grow your business and grow yourself.
All right. Well, you heard it here. What they're basically telling you is that there is an opportunity. You don't have to be alone. There's people out there who are willing to join forces with you to help you be the best you can be. So reach out, find Master Network. We've had the website up there for you. Get in touch with them and be part of the family. Thank you all for being part of our family today.
Thank you, Vinny.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. You
Same
did a great
here.
job.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Help people help themselves.
Yep.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of us. Join us next week for another exciting adventure.